I just keep it steady on the magic. Do my thing, I'm healing, it's fantastic. If I fall, rise automatic. You ain't no now, you know. I'm the one raise myself like a tree from the roots. West side girl, cause she lit in the coast. East side girl when she speaks to the roots. Stay 100 cause she on with the truth. Been there on struggle, know that it pass. Only going up, yeah, the pain don't last. Ooh, take off. Ooh, take off. Ooh, take off. This is take off, take off, take off. Shorty like Brandy, fight like Monica. What you know about her? Baby girl rising, way to the top. Shaking the world, don't expect her to stop. Purpose so great, she get what she got. Follow her step, cause she following God. What you need more, got a heart full of gold. Even at times when it's raining and cold. Ooh, she bout take off. Ooh, she bout take off.
What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's your girl Hannah, aka Roots High. You are watching the Uprooted Network, and today is none other than Black Men Speak Sundays. Y'all, if you can't tell if you're watching the live stream, you already know who's joining me today. It's your guy, Yung Mezmur. You feel me? Got the merch going. Got the merch going. Make sure you supporting your people. Okay, if you didn't know, now you know. My guy, Yung Mez. I met you like what 5? Has it been 5 years? 4 years? It's been a
Yeah,
minute.
been
It's
a
been a
minute.
minute.
Yeah.
Um, one of the first few people that I met when I moved out to Denver, homies with the young cuz Roby and Plus and company. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
we
Yeah,
rolled through gang style around here.
facts.
And they was just like, yeah, this Dawit, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, like we just kind of went from there. And then I remember one day they were like, hey, you trying to listen to some new shit? I'm like, yeah, what you got? There's like this Young Mezmur. I said, who Young Mezmur? And they played me some shit. I said, okay.
uh,
I was like,
uh,
I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. And
man.
then it was just, ever since, I think more people refer to you as Young Mezmore. It took me a minute. I was like, wait, oh, okay, I know who they talk about. I was like, my brain knew you as Dawit, but I was like, no, this we gonna respect the artistry. So, welcome to the show, my guy. How are you doing?
Doing amazing. Thank you for having me, man. I'm
Yes.
ready. I'm ready to be on this show.
You already know. What do you mean? I had to have you on. Let me tell you something about Dawit. Dawit is the one nigga that's gonna show up when he says he's gonna show up. Okay, okay,
Yes.
like Mister Come Through himself.
Um,
There's a level of discipline there, a level of work ethic, and I've always seen it. I've always respected it, and I was just waiting for the right time to bring you on because you could come on. We could talk about whatever, but
uh,
I was like, nah. We gotta have something special for the people. So I'm not gonna give it away yet, but
for sure.
just know we got some fire coming for you guys. Halfway through the show, maybe something like that.
I'm
Um,
like that. Stay tuned.
stay tuned. But I wanted to bring you on first and foremost because I love seeing you out there, being a leader and a role model in the community, and really trying to like show these young guys like, hey, like you gotta have some character. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have some morals and some values, and you gotta actually put in the work. Anyone who follows you knows it's like no days off. Like you just constantly moving. Even though I should definitely think you need a vacation, but you always doing the thing. So we love to see it, and I respect that. I want you kind of talk about what has your journey been like. Deciding, hey, I want to be a rapper. Like I think a lot of us say that in our heads, you know,
Yeah.
but for people who don't know you, kind of talk about like what that even looks like. Who is Young Mezmore? How did that come to be?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever I talk about this, the first thing that comes to mind is just being a huge fan. It's like
Mhm.
I'm the biggest hip hop fan. Like right now, I'm wearing my J. Cole merch. Just went to his show. I'm a huge J. Cole fan. Kendrick, Jay-Z. The list goes on and on and on. But that's where it started from. Is like the love of just listening to other people's music and being like, damn, you see the way he put that together? Like, yo, you listen to this song, like you hear this vibe right here. And then eventually, it just transitioned to like can I do that? You know what I mean? Like, can I do that? And when I started, it wasn't good, like you start somewhere.
You got to. It's a learning
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah. And then, you just keep working at it. Like you said, it's like that discipline of just knowing like, yo, you work on this, you're gonna get better and better and better. And that's what my journey has been, is just like doing something, doing it consistently, staying disciplined, and then
Mhm.
yeah, just like keep growing, keep learning, and keep making that fire. Like just keep on building brick by brick. You feel me?
That's it. That's what we
Just start
call the
clapping.
episode today. Brick by brick.
Just
Yes.
start clapping in
Yes.
here, man.
We gonna be on beat. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
one thing you gonna be around here. You gonna be on beat. Find
Facts.
your rhythm and catch your flow. I really think that those are keys to life, right? Like
Yeah.
you want to know who a good rapper is? Somebody who can rap on beat. All right, like let me
Facts.
tell you, it looks easy, but it is not. Okay, like
Yeah.
it's really not. Like you really need to
Nah.
catch your flow, like and you really need to understand your voice and like how it sounds and like your breath pattern. Like, okay,
Yeah.
can I actually say this whole line that I just wrote down? Like,
Yeah. Facts.
you know what I mean? So
Like there's
that's
so
a
many,
big
yeah, it's like so many little details like that people don't know. They listen to a song and they catch a vibe. They're a fan, which is dope. But then the technicality behind it is actually very hard. And then not only just that, it's like once you get over that part of just being able to stay on beat and write down clear, concise like lines. The
Mhm.
lines have to be fresh. You know what I mean? If the line ain't fresh, who gives a hell at the end of the day? Like
Yeah,
nobody cares. So, but
that's it.
yeah,
They gotta remember it. Like if you can listen to a song and you don't remember not one part,
yeah,
that's like that's it. That's not really a good song. Like to me personally,
facts,
it's just like you can't remember one bar, like not
facts,
one. Like is
facts.
that to me is like you didn't really have a message. That was a catchy tune. You know what I mean? Like the music might have been good, the beat might have been popping, but you didn't do nothing like memorable with it. And I think that's hard. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and that's what I try to shoot for every time. Like every time I drop a verse or like a song or anything that I do, it's like it's always something that has to be an expression of myself, but at the same time, it has to be like so classic. Like when I listen to it, it gotta be because like I said, because I'm a huge fan, I know I know what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? What type of
Yeah.
level I'm trying to be on. So like when I hit that level, I'm like, oh yeah, this one going up, like this one going stupid, like
This is what I'm saying. Like you be knowing, you be feeling yourself because I write poetry,
hmm
and I'll be like, "Ooh, this a good one." Like you feel it in your spirit. Like
yeah,
whenever you write, like have you had that moment and you kind of just get chills? Like, oh damn, like this something different. This hit me differently. Like I needed this for me. Like
yeah.
it's a
That's the,
good
that's
feeling.
the that's the feeling like you chase. You know what I mean? You're like,
Mhm.
there's been times when you just hit that flow state, and you just come out with something just crazy, and you're like, oh my goodness,
That's
you gotta t-
it.
you gotta take a step back, like, oh no, oh no, I'm about to kill him with this one. Oh
Oh
no,
my god. Yes. And it's just what we're talking about too is I think stems from this. You gotta believe in yourself, kid. Like
yeah,
you gotta think you fired. If you don't think you fired, who else gonna think you fired?
nope,
Like half the battle is confidence. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Half the battle is delivery. Can you
yeah,
deliver this? Like,
yeah,
that's why people have ghostwriters. Like, cause
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're not good at that, but they're really great performers. Like they
yeah,
can perform the hell out of it, but like they are not writers.
yeah.
So it's wild.
Yeah, that's like you just got to show up as well. It's like you can't just keep you can't wait on inspiration to come to you. Sometimes you got to go attack it. You got to attack that. Even though like that's the thing is like some days I'll be writing. I won't write anything that I like all day. But
Mhm,
you have to do that because inspiration will come to you. It's like if you sit back and wait, like, oh, I'm not inspired today. I don't feel like doing this today,
mhm,
it won't come. It definitely won't come if you don't try it. So like you have to show up every day and just keep working, and it will come.
That's a habit too. It's just like journaling. Like
Mm,
if you're focusing on just getting your mind right and getting clear and getting into the practice, writing is a powerful tool for your brain. Like it just, then you gonna be thinking in rhymes all the time. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because you just waiting for something. You just like, okay, whatever. Like you just gonna keep writing, because sometimes you might have a bar, like just two. You feel me? But
yeah,
you don't know what you're gonna do with it, but you know it's fire. You know what I
facts.
mean? And you just like, this gonna come back later. So like even me with like show ideas, project ideas, like vision for like Uprooted, or my other business that's gonna be up and coming. It's really like, I don't really know why I'm thinking about this right now, but I know it's important later. So like
Yeah,
you got to capture it whenever it happens, because you don't know like if it's gonna come back to you later on. Like you're like,
yeah,
damn, I should have wrote that one down. Like,
facts.
oh, I know Drake was mad when he lost that that what
Oh
you call
yeah, that
that
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. I'm
Facts.
telling you.
You're
So
like, oh no,
imagine being the person
oh
that picked
no,
that up and found those songs.
yeah.
I better hope. Oh man, you better hope you're a performer, because if
They
you
can-
if you lucked up on that, like you could have had halfway to the goal line. Like,
for real, it just came out, it came up like, yo, what the
yeah,
hell? This
I
dude
think
sound
about that
exactly
all
like
the
Drake.
time. I was like, good thing iPhones, your notes transferred to your new phone, because the way I have hella poems stacked up in my phone, and
Yeah,
it's just like people are like, hey, when you gonna drop those? I said, well, in due time, in due time. Like,
yeah,
don't worry about it,
facts.
sweetheart. Like, some of these are a little personal. I want to hold on to these for a little bit. Like, it
Yeah,
be like that. Oh, that's a good question too. Do you ever have songs or things where you're like, I'm not ready to drop this. This is for me. Like, I don't know if I'm
mm,
ready. Like where it gets really personal.
I think that's a good question. I think for me, I haven't I haven't gotten to that level yet,
Mhm.
because mostly like for me, it's not a matter of how personal it is. It's a matter of like how dope it is to me. So
Mhm.
it's like I never think about it like, damn, like this might be too deep. Like I just think about it more of like the strategy behind dropping it. You know what I mean? I'm like, as long as it's dope, then I will drop it. Or it just depends on like the strategy behind dropping it.
Okay, okay.
Um, but yeah, if it's dope, I drop. You feel me?
That's it. You said
Uh,
that. I like sometimes I think about it too, cuz I get real like vulnerable and emotional on the show, and
yeah.
people be like, "How do you do that?" I said, "I can't think about it for too long." Like
Mm,
like I gotta just hit upload. Like I just gotta hit send. Like when I
yeah.
first started, I would hit like upload and send and like turn my phone off. I was like,
Mm,
I don't
you
want the
feel me?
like
Facts.
like I don't really want everybody's reaction right away. Like
Facts.
I just want to feel good about like being
Releasing that.
bold. Yeah, just letting that go. And
Yes.
so it took a while. And then, once I started doing lives, you don't really got a choice because people be in the comments reacting right away.
Yeah.
So there's been a few times where I'm like, I'm gonna record this and then upload it because I don't need the feedback. Like this is a moment that I want to share with y'all, but I don't want to be present like with y'all. Like when you're like, I want people to digest it, like think about it, feel whatever they're gonna feel, and then tell me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I know like before you used to like send us tracks too, like early on, be like, what y'all think about this? What y'all, and I like sometimes used to do that too. Like I would send people stuff and then I would think about it and I was like, what am I looking for when I send it to them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So has that, I know it's probably changed for you, but like what of your process has changed from like the beginning to now that you've kind
Mm.
of learned?
Yeah. I think my process has changed in just trusting myself more. It's
Hmm.
like you said, it's I have I again, it's like I have that just innate feeling of like when something is pure and it just comes from the heart. So it's like my process has changed from trying to look at other people's judgments about what I do, or them saying like, whatever comments they may have, it's just more about me expressing what I want to express in a way that I want to. So I think before I might have given more people, more access to what I'm working on, and
Mhm.
more avenue to for their opinions on it,
Mhm.
as opposed to now where it's just like I'll just cook up in silence and like, just know like, nah, this one, I love this one, because I love this song. This
Yeah.
is the one, this how we going with it. You know what I mean?
Yes. You know what that sounds like? And what I started to understand that is like you trust yourself. Like
Yeah.
he's like I'm the only validation that I need. Like that's it. Like everybody else is a bonus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like if you're not rocking with it, then it's like really hard to try to sell it to somebody else. You know?
Yeah.
And I do think that like early on, like when you're beginning your journey of like putting those bricks down, you might not know how, right? Like you like I don't know which direction things are supposed to point. I don't know what tools I'm supposed to be using, right? So like there's kind of like that insecurity at first. Like I don't really know if this is like does this feel good? Like you kind of questioning it, and then it's like the more you do it, you're like, nah, I know what I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
that's
Most definitely. I think, yeah. I think like that was something for me at the beginning too, is just, I think I just always had a trust in myself. Like even if you listen to my tracks that I dropped way, way back, it's like you can hear where the improvements need to be made. But
hmm
but at the time I didn't care because I'm like, nah, this feels good. Like I fuck with this song. I
hmm
wrote this song. This shit's clean to me because nigga, nobody's gonna tell me nothing about rap. Like I don't listen to the most rap. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So just had that confidence. It's just like now it's just so much more confident when I write because it's like, bruh, who can judge me better than me, especially if they're not like industry professional,
hmm
like, we out here.
Listen, I love that you flipped it around because we always say in the culture, or not even the culture, the world, like there's those cliche things of like we are our own worst critic. So what you said is really true. Like ain't nobody looking at it harder than we looking at it. Like
Yeah,
that's 100% facts. Like
yeah,
literally, but I like the way you flip that. It's like who gonna tell me better than me? Like
yeah.
that's
Seriously.
that's true. I feel like and you always need a few friends who understand you. It makes like the job easier. And it's not like I feel like I don't ask for feedback in the same way now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I know who else is a creative person. And so I'm looking for like technical advice a lot of times, right? Like I'm not
yeah,
asking you like, do you like this? Like I'm like, how you okay, does this look good? Like like are you experiencing this the way I want you to? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like is the intention really clear? So it's like that's you ask different questions, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You like nah, because you're trying to grow in a certain way, and so you can only trust certain people's eyes, and the only people I really trust is other creative people because they understand like, oh, it's not just what's on the surface because you know what work went into it. And you're like, all right, I see where you're trying to go. You probably need this needs just a little. I turn this up right here. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah,
this what like it's very technical thing. So it does take some time. So I really like that you said that. Like if you're not even in the industry, this is what it's like for me. If you're not even in this shit with me, like you
yeah,
don't do interviews, you don't do like social content, you don't do networking, like how am I asking for advice? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like it doesn't make sense. So
yeah,
I think that's really good advice for anyone watching, anyone who's trying to be on this journey of like what it looks like to build brick by brick. Like you got to
yeah,
know who you could trust with questions. You can't just go to
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Um
And it just changes on whatever level you're on. Like you said, it's like I won't ask I'll ask specific questions like, you know, am I getting this concept off in this song? Do you understand this concept like when you listen to it,
mhm,
Cuz like cuz sometimes, and like going back to what I just said, it's like sometimes I will tell somebody a bar and they won't hear what the fuck I said, like there's double entendres, there's similes and metaphors in it. And then
mhm,
like, once you explain it to somebody, they're like, God damn, like what the fuck? That shit is crazy. Like they
Yeah.
don't even catch it the first time. So it's like as long as you make yourself happy, like you can still ask people for feedback and
Mm-hmm.
critique on it. But you just gotta take it kind of with a grain of salt or a grain of sand, whatever the fuck they say, you know. But it's like I think back in the day, those opinions used to kind of sting a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody didn't mess with it, but it's like now I just it is what it is. It's like I'm moving how I'm moving, and nobody's opinion really matters because it's like you don't do music, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's 100% facts. That's what I mean, and so one of the thought leaders that I follow, Dr. Brene Brown, I literally tell everybody, please go. If you are gonna do your healing work, you're gonna be on that journey. That's somebody you need to know, right? She does a lot of work on shame and vulnerability, and like what it actually means to be a brave person, and that's one of the things she says. Like there's a quote that she uses from her book, and it's like, if you're not in the arena with me in this fight, you don't got no skin in the game, you not risking nothing, you not putting yourself out there, then I can't take criticism from you, you know
Exactly.
and like, man, if you don't take anything else from the show, okay, if you want to actually
Yeah.
build and go after your dreams, you got to really understand that, because you got to have a different type of skin. Like you
Yeah.
got, it's not just a thick skin, it's like you got to internally like really believe in yourself and have
Facts.
confidence. That's it.
Facts. And then cause that shit translates to like the stage also. It's like performing.
Hmm.
Performing is a whole different beast than, releasing a song. You do that from a distance, like you just send it off to the people. As
Hmm.
opposed to performing when you're right in front of people, really just like exposing your songs and exposing yourself, like that's a different type of like a different level of like, damn, people are right here type shit. You know what I mean? Like, damn, but
Oh yeah.
but I think to anyone out there listening, it's like that's why you have to love with what you do, because it's like when I first started performing, my performing was not where it is now. Like my performing now is like, again, 10 times more confident
Hmm.
than ever, because I just know now. It's like, nah, niggas know I rap, and like when I rap for people, they're like, God damn, like nigga, this shit is heat. You know what I mean? And that comes that comes over time, like performing in front of so many various demographics and things like that. It just comes with time, but that's why you gotta love what you do, because it's like me, you're wearing my shirt right now, like that's the
That's
brand
it.
that's the
That's
brand.
it.
And that's why I wanted to do this, because it's like I want to rap, I want to make music, I want to perform for people, I want them to get the messages that I'm trying to get across. Like I have a love for the music, I have a passion for the music. So the opinions don't really matter when you look at the bigger picture. It's like, nah, that's the brand right there. Like I'm holding my shit down and I love my shit, so we going. Like that's it.
We
Like
love it. I'm telling you, we love it. We love to see it. I'm hoping people are taking notes, getting inspired, because that's really what it takes to do this type of stuff. Like it really takes a different type of bravery, and I, for one, respect it. I respect anybody who's actually willing to try, at least, to go after their dreams. Like, I get why people don't want to. I get that it's scary for folks and whatever, but I just give even more respect to the people I see trying, and I'm like, nah, we about to uplift you, because I know what the climb is lonely, bro. Like, it
yeah,
is lonely. Like yeah, you could have friends, you could have whatever, and all of those things, and your tribe will come in due time. But
yeah,
that first journey, those first couple steps, those are yours. That's it. Like you gotta take those, and it
uh,
goes, for me, it kind of goes in with your name, because you
yeah,
also tie in the culture, right? And so I have two questions about that. Um,
yeah,
of course, the typical question of like why you chose this name. So for people who don't know, like the cultural ties, like for us, you know what I mean, in our what Mezmor means in our language.
yeah.
But also, what did your what did your parents do when you decided to pursue this? Because I know Tigray, oh my God, Tagaru parents are like Instead of telling my kids to go be musician, no, I have to get a book, I have to go to Murti. I didn't go. Like I can just
Yeah.
see the lecture happening. So what can you break that down? Your name and kind of what that journey was like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the name, honestly, at first it kind of just started as a joke. It was just like my IG handle. Like I just changed it to Young Mezmur.
Mm,
Um, and it was a joke at first, and then everyone was like, "Nah, like that, like you should run with that. Like that's a fresh rap name." And
mm,
I just like kind of thought about it, and I was like, it is because it's like I love the name because it's like young, so you get the young Yung, and
yeah.
that to me signifies like the youth. You know what I mean? It signifies like being of a certain generation, and then the mezmor. So mezmor is like the gospel aspect from back home.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was a kid, I was in the choir at church. Like that's where the music started for me. It's like in the church performing in front of everyone, with the cabero, like, you know what I mean? Like we were really doing that,
Yeah.
that's where it started from. So it's like just merging those two worlds of like bringing not necessarily gospel music, but I just think it's more of like real music, bringing real music to a different generation. That's why Young Mesmore, fits together. Um, and my parents, it was kind of funny because like when I first started, like I kept this shit under wraps, like
Mm.
no pun intended, nigga. No pun intended. But I can you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't tell them at all.
Yeah.
It was just funny because like I was just moving like how I was moving, like dropping songs and doing shows and performing and stuff like that. And it probably didn't it probably reached them. I can't even remember. It probably reached them from somebody else telling them before I even said anything. You know what I mean? And then they're like, "Oh, you're doing music now?" Like, they gave me the whole lecture. My dad was like, "Oh, you should probably like switch your name around and stuff like that." And I was just like, "Nah, bro, we in too deep. Like, we doing it. We going."
I was
But
waiting for that because Mesmore is like a very religious thing, like in our people. So for folks who don't know, who might not be um familiar with the horn, and Tigray specifically, right? Like our parents are mad conservative. I don't care which religion they're from. They are mad conservative. Like they really don't play. And like Mesmore literally is church music, like, and so they be and you got it in the symbol, and it's like we're like technically it's the same thing, right? But if you don't understand the cultural reference, it might not hit the same. But so
yeah,
that's why I wanted you to explain it too. Is like Mesmore really is the gospel. It really is the word. But if you take it as more than just a literal translation, like what you're telling them is like you're a young leader and you got a message to share with the people. Like, right?
yeah,
Like, that's what all the choir songs are for. Like
yeah,
it's a message to the people. It's a reminder to the people, and we use music because it's repetitive, right? So it's like it sinks into your brain a lot better. So it's like, nah, you teaching. J. Cole's a teacher.
yeah,
Okay, Tupac raised us. Like, you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like Biggie raised us. Like music definitely it plays two roles. It is representing the feelings of a generation at the time, right? Like in current day, but it's also like you can speak life into it if you want. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you can. I mean, some people speak death into it, and you see where their lives end. So I'm always like, "Yo, chill out." Like, they be going the wrong way, but it's like really like music is very powerful, and it has a way of connecting people. And it's no coincidence to me that like all the great artists always have a backstory of like I grew up in the church. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Whatever church it was, like they learned the art form there, and so you just took it around with it. They mad,
yeah.
but makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, again, it goes back to like the opinions. It's like I've heard it from people and just like, oh, why are you using Mesmore? Like you shouldn't do that. But
Mhm.
it's like I'm a use it because I can use it. Like
Okay, you said who my daddy? Like, what you mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah, my parents are from Aksum. Like, it's
Yeah,
in me. Like, Mezmur is in me already. Like, and I was from the church too. So it's like, you
yeah.
know, it is me.
That's it. That's
Becca.
it. Becca, yeah. Teach him another word.
You
That's
know what I
it.
mean?
Like
Uh,
that's a period at the end of the sentence. So
that's deep.
there's no question mark here. We're not asking for anything else. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. And speaking of TikTok and speaking of using your voice because you do such a great job with it, you also have been leading a lot of the chants and at the protest and stepping up when we look. I'll be like, where did all these come from? You always just be ready to go. I remember the first protest we just were scrambling to put together for Tigray genocide, and I was like, hey, can you pass out flyers? Like, I'm just giving everybody flyers. Like, make sure you passing out flyers. You know who I saw running up every street? Every person they saw was you. I was like, oh, he don't miss. He like
Yeah.
spotting them. He like right there, like go.
I
You know what I mean?
was on a hawk. I was a hawk. I
That's
was a
it. Like he was like, you know what's going on? Look, what you doing? Like he's out here in the streets too. Like, and I was just like, okay, I respect the hustle. And I don't know who needed a break because like it's not like people were prepared to like lead a march and chant. You know what I mean? Like that takes a lot of energy. And it's like you picked up the mic, like it was just a natural thing, and you started leading chants and helping like give momentum because some of us are not that coordinated. Like there's
yeah,
some people you got to be on beat when you chanting too when you trying to like create a momentum for a protest, right? Like people don't think about it, but it's the same skill set and you've been using
yeah.
yours. So what has that this journey been like for you to like kind of also learn how to use your voice in a different way and then bring that same energy back to your music again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was, when the Tigray genocide started,
Mhm.
everyone I was just looking for, how I could help out any way I could, and it's 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 crazy how similar, leading the protests is to like a rap show, cuz it's like you are the leader, you are the one with the loudest voice right now. So
Mhm.
it's like you have a role, and you have a power, in terms of like leading all of these people into making this like a moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it was pretty easy transition, just because like where I was in terms of like my performing, it just like translated very smoothly, and it was like a lot more powerful, because I'm looking through the crowd, and I just see like my whole community that I grew up with,
Mhm.
and it's like, wow, like, I'm leading them, like I'm telling them what to say, I'm telling the people of Denver, explaining the situation to them, like
Mhm.
it's just really really powerful. And um it's crazy how like God just works like that, because it's like, if I wasn't doing like the music stuff,
Mhm.
my confidence in terms of like being a leader on stage, or being like the one person with the microphone, wouldn't have been there to lead the protests, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's that brick by brick. It's like if my bricks weren't stacked up this high,
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to get this high with the protest, you know what I mean? So
That's
it's just
it.
like, I think like it's a very powerful thing, and yeah, I just wanted to help out any way that I could.
And you do. You step up all the time. Like if something needs to be done, like if there's a message in the group chat, like you one of the few dudes who like consistently responds and like shows up. We got an event going. If you can make it, you gonna make it. You know what I mean? And this is not for nothing because we didn't even talk. Like you got an actual job. Like you got work to do. Like you show up. Like you not just all day every day free and available, but you
Yeah,
make time, right? Like you got to show up to work. You got to go you be in the gym, like literal gym, right? And then
yeah,
the metaphorical gym, you making sure you get your music done and at the same time you find time to make sure that you're showing up in all the ways that you can to advocate too. Like protests come up, you try to, you got to take off work or whatever you doing to make sure you there, traveling, going to different things. Like, it's not easy, like balancing that all and like continuing to do the work. So, um, I know you transition into like putting that like stuff in your music too. And before you talk about that, like, how's your self care been? How you managing and making sure that you taking time for yourself with all of that on your plate?
Yeah, for sure. I think my self care has been pretty good. Like, with everything weighing down on us,
Hmm.
I've just I've just I don't know, it's like it's a balance, it's definitely a balance because it's like you want to make sure that you're good and you take care of yourself, but at the same time with everything happening, back home, it's hard to be like, damn, like, I need this time for myself. Like, I need to chill right now. I don't want to do anything right now. And
Hmm.
then you think about what people are going through back home. It's tough to it's tough to chill because you're like, damn, how can I be chilling when I'm chilling in, like, chilling in America, living good,
Hmm.
and I'm thinking about like refugees in Sudan. But I think I've just found a space for myself to just be with myself. And it's like all those things that are on my plate, all of those things, and this is a message that I want to share with everyone, is like, those things are on my plate because they bring me that peace, they bring me that happiness. You feel me? So it's like when I'm in the gym playing basketball, or just like even just being in the gym with a basketball, just dribbling, not even like not going hard or going crazy or nothing like that. It just gives me a clear mind. It's something that I love to do, and it's something that gives me that peace. Same thing with music, same thing with being in the community and just advocating how we are. It's like all those things on my plate help give me that sense of presence, or that sense of, like, just love for what you're doing. And I
Hmm.
think I think that that helps me out a lot.
I love that. So basically, your tip is to keep a well balanced plate. Like, you should keep a well balanced diet, right? Like,
Yeah,
your mental health diet is the same way. It's like you got activities that feed you, like, and re-nourish you in a way too. It's not just all like things that take energy from you. You know what I mean? No, I love
yeah,
that. And I really think about that because I know that men don't always have an outlet. Like, they might not want to talk about their feelings, or not. They may feel like they don't have the space to, whatever the case is. But to have something in mind, and also to be like intentional about that. Like, I'm doing this because it gives me peace of mind. Like, I'm doing this because it makes me feel better. Like, even reframing the work that we do and the activities that we do into that positive light will help you tremendously. Right?
yeah,
Like, I haven't gotten less busy, like, right, but like,
right.
my diet ain't the same, but my mental health is so much better, and so that's just reflecting everywhere else. So I think I see that too. You got skin glowing, okay? Looking good. Got the skin glowing, got the beard going. Talking about full beard.
It's a
Okay,
little TDF shit right here.
that's it. That's
There's a
it.
little bit.
I told them, I was like, they don't know this, but you and Benyam, who's been on the show, and Mike, who's been on the show, like Aksum gang around here.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it really is. Bearded gang. Okay,
Oh
listen, I
yeah.
love it. Everybody got
You feel me?
melanin popping, all of that good stuff.
You know,
I
we on
told
that
them,
Keshi. We
that's
looking like Keshi right now. You feel me?
I told them, I was like, yo, can I just, I'm about to steal you guys' pictures and use it for a matchmaking service. Like, yeah.
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
I need it. I need that. These are strong, disciplined, well balanced men, emotionally mature. The checklist goes on. I'm like, hold on, I can market this, y'all. I
Oh
can
yeah.
market this.
For
Oh
real.
man, and all of you guys have a really cool, like, different creative talent that you're doing as well. So I love to see the brotherhood between y'all. This gang around here. I just so happen to be cool enough to be part of the crew. I appreciate y'all for letting me join. um, Super dope. So the other part of that I was asking though was channeling it into your music, because ding 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 ding, we at that time you had a special little something you wanted to preview for the folks, for the people that
Yeah,
I wanted to play for them. But talk about, while I'm queuing that up, kind of what is your inspiration of like how you've turned your art into advocacy, and like what does this song in particular like mean to you?
for sure. I think again, it's like my music is a reflection of, my thoughts and how I feel. Like it's an expression of myself. So, it's been an honor to drop the art that I have on what's going on in Tigray. Um, and again, it goes back to like that clear headedness. Like sometimes I'll be writing these things and it'll just come out perfectly. You know what I mean? Because all of these thoughts are kind of just swirling around in your head, and you just get a opportunity to just write them out. And the responses have been like amazing. Just to give Tagaru, you know, give them a refreshing spirit of like, wow, it's like somebody understands what I'm going through, or they understand what I'm feeling. It's like that's really inspiring to me, and being able to perform those like at the Tagato events, or even last week, the Native American population in Denver, they like invited us and gave Tagato a space at their march, and I
Hmm.
was able to perform for them, and it was just amazing because although my piece was about Tigray, it's a universal piece that they related to as well, So it's like it's been an honor to, write these things about Tigray, get how I feel off my chest, have people relate back like, damn, that was real, and then perform it for them. So it's like it's been a true honor. But this piece right here,
Okay.
let me tell you about this piece right here, man.
Oh, not the hand rub. He said the
And
hand
the head run.
rub and the head rub. Hold on,
That's like
hold on.
That's like the
Wait a minute.
Birdman. That's the Birdman, but we elevated it with the
Wait
head rub
a
too.
minute. Okay, we here for it. Let people know.
Yeah, but um this piece is a lot. It's getting a lot of the anger and aggression out. It's like
Hmm.
it's you know us as Tagaru, we've faced a lot in these almost a year now. It's almost been a year, which is so just shameful, which is so embarrassing. And the things that we've had to endure in terms of, people on the internet talking down on us, saying we're TPLF funded, just making lies about us, talking shit, death threats, all of these things, while our families are the ones who are suffering. It's
That's
like we don't. That's it's it's been a boiling point. It's been a boiling point.
Oh yeah, we over, bro. You know when the pot starts spilling over,
Yeah.
it's hot, it's sizzling, like shit's burning on the stove, like, like you know what I mean, like it's
Yeah.
been unattended.
Yeah, so it's like this song right here is a channeling of that anger, and this song is titled "My Hizbe."
Okay,
We gotta give him that little snippet. You feel
that's
me?
it. Because if you don't know what my Hizbe means, it means my people in Tigrinya. And I like what you said. I fuck with the track. Listen, you said it best, right? Like the Native American population can understand because they're also an indigenous people that have gone through a genocide. So anybody who's dealt with oppression, bro, like you gonna bang this out in your car. Like
Facts.
you gonna have to turn it up because this shit is too fire.
Yeah.
Like you feel like, wait, hold on.
Once you
Huh?
hear that,
Wait, that became in kind of nasty, huh?
yeah,
Okay, okay, Bay Area,
hey,
Bay Area, stand up.
Bay, what up? Hey,
I don't give a fuck about none of
none
y'all
of
niggas.
y'all,
Fuck
Okay,
fuck
every
every
single one
single
of
one
y'all
of y'all
niggas.
niggas.
Y'all can
Y'all
fuck
can't
with
fuck with
none of
none
my
of my
niggas.
niggas. I'ma
Ride for my
ride for my
niggas, die
niggas,
for
die
my
for my
niggas. I
niggas.
stay
I
on the
stay on the
side of my
side of my
niggas. I
niggas.
don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. Fuck every
Fuck every
single one
single
of
one
y'all
of y'all
niggas.
niggas.
Y'all can
Y'all
fuck
can't
with
fuck with
none of my
none of my
niggas.
niggas. I'm
Ride
a
for my niggas, die for my niggas. I stay
yeah.
on the side of my niggas. Looking
Looking
around like
around
where
like
the
where the
fuck did
fuck
they
did
go?
they go?
Niggas is
Niggas is
tripping.
tripping.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago.
Hit
Woo!
the beat 'em all. Y'all
Y'all
still
still
trying to
trying to
debate.
debate. Little
Kids
kids
dying in the
dying in the
street. Y'all
street. Y'all
niggas
niggas
really
be like,
hate. Where
What about this? What about that? It's people over politics. Y'all falsifying the facts. Woo. We want them back. Roll the dice and cracked. Back to your side with your lies, nothing but war. But you got a peace prize and made it out alive. Y'all wanted our demise. Now you want to compromise? Fool me one time. Hey, the blame on you. Hey, fuck the peace sign, Lord. It's let it rain on you. Hey, hey.
Every single
Single
one of
one of
y'all
y'all.
niggas.
For my niggas, die for my niggas. I
I
stay on the
side of
side
my
of my
niggas.
niggas.
Oh,
About none of y'all
whoa,
niggas.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Too
Woo.
much fire.
Hey,
Whoa,
don't give him
whoa,
too
whoa!
much. Don't give him too
Don't give
much.
too much. I don't know. I just,
Don't
I
give him
know
too
you got a
much.
surprise guest on this
Oh yeah,
this song. You ain't got too many little hot features on songs like this
yeah.
in a minute. But you
They're not ready for that one.
they
They're
not
not ready.
they not. I heard it. I said, oh, that sound a little fire. I said, who that coming in?
Oh
They
yeah.
not ready for the second verse. Wait a minute.
I better get ready. You feel me?
Oh, that's exclusive content for Uprooted Network, okay? Like,
Nice.
whoa, such a dope track. I don't know if they're gonna be able to guess who the guest is on that song. It's
We're gonna have to give them a couple clues. You feel me?
it. I mean, if they don't put two and two together, I don't know. Like, I just don't know how many rappers come out the Bay Area. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. Y'all might want to peep the scene out there because the Bay Area a little fire. You know what I'm saying?
Little fire.
Just, it's just the place where everybody steal their flow from. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like
what
they don't know, they don't know about Mac Dre. They don't know about Too Short. They don't know. They don't know
They
about that.
don't know about that cupcake, no filling.
They don't know about Cupcake No Feeling. Hey, listen, y'all, please go play that track. If if you have never heard this track, we just put you on 2 songs for one, man. Like,
For real.
no, that shit. I'm already knowing it's about to go up. Tagadu, like, they
Most
about to
definitely.
be, the 1 year mark is coming November 4th, that dreadful, dreadful day. But we are going to be hosting a large protest in DC in commemoration of a year of this, like, and still no interventions are really being made, right? So I can already see they gonna be up in DC talking about like
Yeah.
they gonna have to drop
Woo!
that one time.
Woo! My
They gonna have to
goodness.
drop
Oh
that's
my
gonna be the
goodness,
energy.
man.
Like, y'all, listen, we've been
They
out
got
here a year. At this point, if you ain't said something, if you ain't done nothing, if you ain't like you still don't know what's going on, you don't want to know.
yeah.
Like, you don't want to know and you don't want to help. And I'll keep calling you Dawit. Young Mezmur said, I got a message for you.
Yeah.
He said, I
For
got a
real.
message for you, bro.
For real, we're sick of y'all niggas, man.
That's it.
These niggas pro genociders. Come on, man. What the hell?
Supporting famine, excusing fascism and dictatorships. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild out here.
Yeah.
2021. It's 2021.
It's
People still
embarrassing.
talking about this. It's hell embarrassing. Y'all the same kids that was in history class talking about the Holocaust is bad. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? I just want to
I don't
understand.
know. I don't know.
I just want to understand where they do that.
Oh my god,
Because
man. I don't know.
I'm so lost. Like, if
Yeah.
you would have told me at the beginning of 2020 that I was gonna be in community with people who support genocide, I would have laughed at you, bro. I was like, who does that?
Yeah.
That's not normal. People shouldn't do that. Like, why would you support that? That doesn't even make sense. And we were pleasantly surprised, like our friend count got real cute. We were like, oh,
Nope.
we
It
don't
ain't the same.
we're not the same. Our morals and
Nope.
values are not aligned. We do not make sense as friends. Let's go ahead and let
Yep.
that go. Like,
Yep.
right now, because that to me is nuts. So you
Yep.
already know, because I got the track. I got the track. So I be banging it. I'll be like in my car, like, Like the
They're
hyphy
about
movie
to
coming back.
they're about to go crazy on that one, man. But yeah,
Alright.
it's for those people. It's for the people who have been, gaslighting us, saying lies about us, starving our people, raping our people.
Mhm.
Like, come on now. Like, our people have seen too much, and it's time for us to say fuck anybody who's against us. Like, if you're worried about the bullshit politics over the people who are struggling, like the people who started with so much little, so much less than us, for
Yes.
them to go through this on top of that is like, it's just heartbreaking. And if you have any type of if you have any type of butt or however and all this other shit, it's like, bro, shut the
Like
fuck up. I don't care who it is. Like,
it's
no one should be going through the things that the people of Tigray are going through. And if
and
you
it's been reported over and
exactly,
over and over by people who have seen wars that this is beyond anything they can understand. They're like, this is beyond it. It's literally it's inhumane, it's devilish, bro. Like it
yeah,
really is. And it's like I don't need to justify how I feel about that. Like
yeah,
I'm the victim too. That's my family. So it's like,
exactly,
nah, I heard that shit and I was like, bang that shit one time. Like, wait a
yeah,
minute. Like, cause everyone's always like, oh, Hannah, you're the peaceful one. You're so peaceful. I was like, yeah. What you mean? I want peace. I do. You know what I need? I need niggas to leave me alone so I can have some.
yeah,
That's what it
yep,
is. I'm
yep,
like, I'm over here trying to be a nonviolent, not hurtful person in life just so I can live with people who are. Like, it's wild, you know?
yeah,
So I think every once in a while, like, you gotta let people know, like, look, I'm never gonna be you, but I need you to know where you stand with me. Like,
fact,
that's really how I took the song. Like, just so you know, we not cool. Just because
yeah,
I'm not over here in your face, rah rah, or I'm not subtweeting you, or I'm not going back and forth with you on the internet does not mean I'm cool with you. Or I
yeah,
co-sign your silence. I don't co-sign nothing.
exactly,
I don't co-sign nothing that you do. I just am not a spiteful person and I'm not gonna try to hurt somebody just because I'm hurt. Like I'm too grown for that. I'm not gonna be you. But I really pray for the day that you ever have to come across suffering, that you come across people who are kind enough to you. Because God forbid you be the one suffering and you have people like celebrating on it. Like
exactly,
that's like you never gonna understand that until you're in those shoes. And the way my heart is set up, I don't want anybody in those shoes. But until you go do your healing and stop being an evil human being who has no empathy, you gotta stay all the way away from me. Like me and you,
yeah,
we not cool. Like far as
exactly,
I'm concerned, we not cool. Can I fight for
exactly.
social justice and human rights? Absolutely. Do I have to be your friend while I do it? No. Like, hell nah. Like I
No,
don't
for
gotta
real.
like you to fight for your rights. Like
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
insane. So it's
Yep.
it's dope. You and they don't get it, but you already know my favorite part, and it's your favorite artist, J. Cole. You told him fool me once. Okay? That's
Fool
it.
me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fool me
Fool me
three
three
times,
times,
fuck the peace sign.
nine.
Load the chopper, let it rain on you.
Listen,
Come on now.
they don't get it because if you're not from the culture you might not catch the reference. Like that's a reference that most people know in the states or in the western world. But if you know anything about Tigray culture, this is the third dictatorship that has tried a genocide on our people. We're not new to this, we're true to this.
Um,
We're not. This is generational trauma that has been passed down. Our grandmothers, right? Our grandparents have seen 3 wars. We're considered Sasai Wayane, meaning the third
shit.
generation of freedom fighters, revolutionary fighters, and survivors. Like people gotta understand that's a lineage. The black
Facts.
population, the black diaspora, the African diaspora better understand the example that we're setting. 3 times over, they've tried to wipe us out and have failed. like
It's
3 times.
crazy.
And each time they try, and they're
Crazy.
more demonic, and they want to paint us as some type of terrorist. Like, get out of here, bro. Like,
Exactly.
so we just
Like,
let them know we not our we not our parents' generation. Like,
yeah,
we not gonna be silent about it. Like,
yeah.
they were protesting and stuff, but like our parents and Tagadu culture, so humble. You know what I
So
mean?
humble.
So forgiving. It's
So
like
forgiving.
we don't want our children to know the pain and suffering we've been through, so they eat that shit. They swallow it.
Exactly.
And it's like, nah, bro. My parents ain't about to they not about to be having to swallow no more pain. We're not doing that. We talking about this. Like, what's happening is wrong. What's happening to our families is wrong. And if y'all confused why I play that song around some people, oh well.
Too
Like,
bad.
too
Too
bad. Like,
bad.
yeah, unless you gonna put yourself in our shoes, I really could care less. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you black in America and you dealt with the cops, guess what? You know what it feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what it feels like to have
Yeah.
people run up on you for no reason. Um, so,
Uh,
I love it. I want to say thank you for coming on. And as we close out, two things if you can. One, what would be the advice that you give to your younger self, or even just the younger people who are looking up to you, who might want to follow your path? And I don't know if this ties into my always last question, which is, what is it that you want your legacy to be?
mhm. Advice for my younger self or younger people would just be do what you love, do more of what you love, and just trust the process. Because when you trust the process and you build it up brick by brick, it will happen. It's like it's those periods where you fall behind. That's when you're not trusting the process, and that's when you're the least happiest because
Mm-hmm.
you're not trusting the process. So trust the process, do what you love, because when you do what you love, you'll do it more often, and you'll find that solace in doing what you love. And yeah, just do more of it. And my what I would want my legacy to be is just is somebody who chased their dreams, somebody who had big dreams and made them happen. An artist who made classic music, an artist who made art that touched people, that inspired people, and just a man who inspired people to do more and be better. um yeah, dream chasers. Dream
Okay.
chasers, what up, Meek?
Okay. Okay. No, man, for real. I love that. And I this is my favorite part. I always like to affirm my guests, and I said it in the beginning. Since I've met you, since I like day one, you have been the same. Like, in terms of being consistent. You know what I mean? And that's really like what I tell people at the end of the day. Like, the people who are, quote unquote successful, it's because they don't give up. They're like determined. They are persistent. They are like willing to be uncomfortable. They're willing to take a risk. They're willing to do all of that. But the best part I think about you is that, like, you do it with integrity. You know what I mean? I don't ever see you like cutting corners, you know what I'm saying? Or like trying to do the cheap shit. Like, you're like, no, no, no. Like, I'm dedicated to this craft. I'm dedicated to being the man that I want to be. I want to be an upstanding person, and you walk that every day. And I think that in and of itself just like is indicative of your character. You know what I mean? So I am like anybody who asks about you, I'm like, oh, he the truth. Like, that's it. Like, there's no you know what
The
I'm saying?
truth.
He
I'm
the
the
truth. Like,
truth,
there's
nigga.
there's nothing that I'm there. I ain't got nothing bad to say about the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
I'm
appreciate
like,
that.
no, like, he's dope. He's consistent as hell. Like, like his family raised him with love, because all he does is love on people and show up. He like, I don't even know if you don't got a hater bone in you. You just move left. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's beautiful. And like, people like that always gotta win. You know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah,
just a matter of time. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because you're prepared. So as soon as the opportunity presents itself, that door opens, like I'm already knowing you about to like blow up. And I love it. I love to see it. I'm glad that I get to be part of the journey, okay? Part of the tribe of supporters, because when I tell you, I'm a look to the left, I'll be like, hey yo, Young Mez, can you do a performance for this show for me? Like I'm about to be like, hey, I'm
Little
calling in
open desk,
a favor.
open
Yes,
mic,
all of that.
tiny desk.
I'm
Word.
about to call in a favor. I'm like, hold on, I know some celebrities. Wait a minute.
Hold
Hold on.
up.
Come on, bro. I know you got the jet. Come through. Like, I know you're not busy. Just come for the night. Like, I see that for your future. And I'm like, man, I'm so excited. Like,
I
listen,
appreciate
y'all,
that.
this is what it looks like. Build with your friends. Build with your friends. Support
Yeah,
your people. That's what it looks like. Show love and you always get love back.
absolutely. 1000%.
Yes. So, y'all, everybody, that is Black Men Speak Sundays. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
me.
Thank
I
you for having me.
appreciate you. You are amazing and dope. And y'all, if you don't already know, please go follow Yung Mezmur everywhere. Okay, Instagram, Twitter, all of them places, YouTube,
All of them.
SoundCloud, Spotify. Get the music. Make sure you're subscribed everywhere. Support your own. That song, I'm telling you, is dope. Keep
Woo.
your eyes and ears open. I'm telling you, it's gonna drop, and you're gonna be like, shit! I didn't know it was gonna do all that. Like, don't be asleep, y'all. Like, make sure you up for this one, because it's gonna be popping. And y'all, that is Black Men Speak Sundays. Tomorrow, Manifest Mondays. And then we got beautiful Fabu joining us for Black Women Wednesday, and Thursday we are closing out the week on Clubhouse with Uproot Your Trauma. We are going to be talking about patriarchy and misogyny this week, because y'all be saying these words, but y'all really don't understand the systems that keep us oppressed are these systems.
Woo.
So I just want to make sure, y'all ready to be woke or not. Like, come join the conversation with us there. But yes, everybody, thank you so much. Make sure you are following, subscribing, all of that stuff on YouTube. And do me a favor, turn on your notifications. I got to be telling them all these things, because
For sure.
I'll be dropping content too consistently. You gonna miss something. You gonna be behind if you don't keep up. So we appreciate y'all.
Uprooted network, man. The best network.
That's it. Let them know.
Straight to the top.
That's it. So peace out, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.